Yeah, little Steve Harvey for you this Friday morning. Little Steve Harvey for you. Hey, shout out to Tiffany. I don't know if you guys saw her note there in the comments that she got herself uncomfortable this past night or yesterday. She got herself uncomfortable. That's the key, y'all. We talk about it all the time. Getting yourself uncomfortable. Put yourself in a position where you're not feeling like you need to be there, deserve to be, whatever the case is, you're very uncomfortable. That's where growth happens. Shout out to Tiffany for growing in that area. Y'all just heard Steve Harvey drop a bunch of wisdom on you. Again, these are things to remember. If you want to go off and change your life, design your ideal life, you're going to have to think differently, typically, about a lot of the things. Something that he just talked about, that everybody that came with you can't go with you. This just talks about your associations. Okay, these are things we know, but are we really doing this? You're the average of the five people you spend the most time with. You're the average of the five people that have your ear the most, even if you don't spend time with them. The person that's on your text message thread, the person that's in the people that are in the group chat that are constantly talking, the people that you hear as your coworkers that you spend time with them at work, but maybe not outside of work. Like whoever you're closest to, the five people that influence you the most, you are the average of them. So everybody that comes with you on this journey is not going to grow with you. They're not going to get uncomfortable. They're not going to go to the networking event with you. They're not going to step out of their comfort zone. That means they're not ready to come to where you're going. They can't go. You have to recognize that if you want to get to the life that you don't need a break from. Not everybody that's here is going to be able to go to that next level. I've given you this. I think it was Tyler Perry that I heard talking about this, right? Kind of going up that garage, right? Like that garage that like spirals all the way up. And he's like, hey, at a certain level, people kept falling off. Right. Every time I would go up to the next level, more people would fall off. And he, just like Steve Harvey said, right? Success leaves clues, right? So just like Steve said, he had to learn. He had to learn that, oh, not everybody is meant to come to this level. It doesn't mean you're not meant to go to that level. It just means not everybody around you is meant to go to that level. This is a lesson that you got to learn to get to the life that you don't need to break from. I know sometimes we have attachments with people, family, friends, people that are close, and a lot of times we think it's leaving them behind. But if they're not called to get to that level, it's perfectly fine. What is the alternative? You don't get to that level. God called you to get to that level. And because you're right dealing with all these other things, you're not going to fulfill your destiny. You're not going to get to where He's called you to be. So you got to pay attention to the people that are around you. You got to choose your hard. That's what I wrote down. Choose your hard. Choose your hard. Life is hard. What do I tell y'all all the time? My philosophy, my thought, my mindset behind this is life does not get easier. We get stronger or not. But life, like if you were the same in life, life is going to get harder. There's going to be more things, more challenges, more responsibilities, more pressures, more wars, more sickness. Like there's more of all of these things coming until we get to heaven, right? Right? There's more of those things. So we get to choose whether or not we're getting stronger or not. We're just going to keep letting life beat us up. We're going to keep letting life beat us down. Or are we going to get in the mental, emotional, spiritual, physical gym to get stronger, to handle what's up ahead, to have the capacity to handle what's up ahead? That's the key. It's we got to get stronger. And so you got to choose your hard. It's hard to be poor. It's hard to be rich. It's hard on both sides. It's hard to be successful. It's hard to be not successful. It's hard to be single. It's hard to be married. It's hard to be fit. It's hard to be supremely overweight and out of shape. It's hard either way. It's hard either way. So choose your hard. Choose your hard, right? Like this is a philosophy in life. You got to start thinking about it this way. Which hard are you choosing? Hopefully you're not just choosing the easiest path in all the areas. The easiest relationship, the easiest thing to do with our finances, the easiest conversation, right? We're not about ease. We're about being uncomfortable, the discomfort. Choose your hard. choose your hard. Giving up is not an option. We're all going to have, like Steve Harvey said, those turn back moments. We're all going to have those moments where we're really kind of in the crap, really kind of dealing with it, going through our emotional thing, going through whatever's happening in life. And we're going to want to stop. We're going to want to turn back. We're going to want to go a different direction. But you have to have it resolved in your mind, ladies and gentlemen, that you're not going to quit. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever that looks like for you, you're not going to quit. You're not going to quit on your business. You're not going to quit on your health goals. You're not going to quit on anything that you've started. You're not going to quit. You will have the enemy will come to try to distract you to say, hey, go this direction. This way is easier. It's the path of least resistance. That's not what we're looking for when we're going off to design our ideal life. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for how can I continue to go down this path and grow the capacity to handle what I'm asking for. I know that's the path I want to go. I know that's the vision. I know that's what God's placed on my heart. So that's where I'm going to keep going. And I know it's going to get hard. I know it's going to get harder. I know there's going to be a challenge. I'm going to pray like it's up to God and I'm going to work like it's up to me. And I'm just going to keep going. And that's going to build the capacity in us to get to the life that you want, y'all. You got to remember those things. The through line, what you hear a lot of Steve Harvey talking about, is his faith life, right? No matter what you believe, ladies and gentlemen, right? Again, no matter how you kind of have grown up, whatever your belief systems are, you got to know that faith is a huge part of the journey. Your faith life, your belief in yourself, that's what you'll see in here, your belief, your faith in yourself, and your faith in something above or greater than you is a key in you getting to the life that you want. It's why Steve Harvey talks about God all the time. My wife and I were just holding a seminar where we were talking about AI. It was a women's luncheon. And one of the caterer, the lady that was setting up the food there, her and I got a chance to talk a little bit in the beginning. And we were talking about, right, just kind of business and ideas and food and all this stuff. And somehow we got to the topic of faith. And we were like, man, if we didn't have God in our lives, we have no idea how we do this entrepreneur journey, right? And we kind of laughed and bonded on that one side. And I said, I tell people this all the time. If you want to get closer to God, just become an entrepreneur, right? It's a full experience in growing your faith and becoming more connected, because you start to realize when you do take on this mindset of if it is to be, it's up to me. You start to realize how much you don't know. You start to realize how little control of things you really do have, how important it is for you to make sure that, like, that you can't control all of these situations. Entrepreneurship is just a spiritual journey. And so in our text, the 177 mental toughness secrets, where it says champions have tremendous faith, it really is true. On Wednesday, we talked about your health life, how these are important areas of your life to go off and to get to the life that you want. You got to be healthy. Health is wealth, right? You got to have like energy and stamina, and right, you have to be able to take care of yourself. Here, the other side, here's another part of this recipe of things you got to have. You got to have tremendous faith to get to the life that you can only imagine, to get to the life that you're dreaming about, to get to the place that you've never seen before, the vision that only God's placed in your mind. You have to have a tremendous amount of faith in order to be able to get there. Again, faith in different areas. Here's what it says in the text. It says, faith has always been a hallmark of world-class performers, most notably the faith performers have in themselves. The great ones have an extremely high level of self-trust even when they are failing. This faith in self may stem from being raised in a positive environment or from performers talking themselves into it. Muhammad Ali admits he told the world he was the greatest before he truly was, as a way to bolster his faith in his own skills. It says, I think it worked. Champions also have faith in their goals and dreams becoming reality, while amateurs are often deathly afraid of believing in something that may or may not happen. Faith in God, a higher power, or an infinite intelligence is also a trait of many champions. There are atheists who are tremendous performers, yet as a rule, they seem to be connected between professional performers, or there seems to be a connection between professional performers and the spiritual side of life. Many pros draw tremendous energy and power from a deep faith in a greater force. In recent years, many who were turned off by fear-based organization or organized religions in their childhood have turned to New Thought churches and centers such as Unity or Science of Mind. Whatever the source of their spiritual faith, world-class performers do tend to hold strong spiritual convictions. Success leaves clues, right? Success leaves clues. This is not by chance that when you look at traits of the world class, traits of the most successful people in life, and again, success in all areas. It could be financial success, but it could be success in their marriage. You know how much faith you have to be married for a very long time? Do you understand like how much it takes to actually go out and like measure, like, build a life with another person for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years of your life? It takes a lot of faith. It takes a higher power. Success in any area, success in your health, success in your personal life, like it doesn't matter. But in order to get to where you got to go, you have to have a tremendous amount of faith. And it gave you a couple of things in here. Faith in God, yes, whatever you believe, absolutely. You need that. You need that connection. You also need faith in yourself, a belief in yourself to know that it is possible, that you are capable, that you have the tools, that you have the resources, that you have the knowledge, that you will figure it out. Again, this is why I say entrepreneurship is a spiritual journey, because if it is to be, it's up to me. That's the motto. If it is to be, it's up to me. If you're going to make anything happen, you got to make it happen. You got to make it happen. I'm not going to make it happen. Your neighbor's not going to, your parents aren't going to make it happen. Your spouse is not, you got to go make it happen. So when you get out on this road by yourself, because you know you got to make it happen, you start to understand, man, I need a lot. I need a lot of help. You have faith in yourself that you're going to make it happen, but you know that there's somebody, something helping you down this process. You have to have faith in your goals. You have to have faith in your dreams that what you see up ahead, the vision that you have in your mind will actually come to pass. I know sometimes it's hard to see it. Sometimes it's just a wish, it's just a hope. And then we get into the hard parts of life and all the adversities and all the challenges, and we don't even look at the vision all the time. We don't see it as clearly all the time. But you have to have faith that the vision is going to come to life. That if you just keep going, if you've chosen your hard. Okay, I know this path is going to be hard. I'm not expecting it to be easy. I know that at the end of this, just like Steve Harvey said, there's a payoff. There's a payoff. There's something that's going to be there. There's a payoff that's going to be there that's going to say, you know what? This was all worth it. What do I tell y'all all the time? We never said this path was easy. Getting to the life you don't need a break from is not easy. That's why you don't know many people that have that life. But it's worth it. It's worth it. The person that you have to become in order to achieve those goals, the person that you have to become in order to build the capacity in you to handle what you're asking for, the faith that you have to build in order to get to that life, the connection you have to God, to your higher power, that in order to give you the strength to go do that, the wisdom to go do that, it changes you as a person. It changes you as a person. And so this is what's necessary if you want to go get to that life that you don't need a break from. One of the things that we have to hone in and we have to get more connected with is our faith life. Our faith life, whatever that looks like for you. But you've got to get more connected. Again, in the text, faith in yourself, faith in your goals and dreams, faith in a higher power. You got to get connected, but regardless, you got to strengthen your faith. These are traits of the world class. This is not, and these are not guesses. These are not just me telling you these things. This is through lines that you will see from lots of successful people that they have to have this if you're going to go off and design your ideal life. So now it's time to get started. That's all. It's time to get started. If this has not been a focus for you, brand new month, brand new quarter. It's April 3rd. Say, hey, what do I need to do? If this is uncomfortable for you, even better. If you haven't been overly connected in your faith life, in your spiritual life, if you are lacking a little bit of self-confidence, a little bit of self-esteem, a little bit of faith in yourself, faith in oneself, man, this is a great time to say, hey, you know what? I need to build this self-confidence. I need to build this self-esteem. I need to build this self-trust. I need to know that like what I feel is right. I need to know that the path I'm heading, I believe I can get there. Like this is the time to do it. We've talked about how to do those things, right? Changing your language, changing how you're speaking to yourself and to others, changing what you're watching, what you're listening to, what thoughts are getting into your mind. Are you around the right people? It's what Steve Harvey talked about. Are you around the right people? Are you around people that are talking this language, that are thinking about these things? Are you around people that are not thinking about this? They're not helping you get to where you want to go. You're the average of the five of them. So this is why this becomes a focus. Pray like it's up to God, work as if it's up to you. Faith without works is dead. So you got to make sure you can build your faith and you have to work. And you have to work. It says what it says in this quote. It says, we do not need more intellectual power. We need more spiritual power. We do not need more of the things that are seen. We need more of the things that are unseen. You have to work at this in your life. You have to work at this in your life. Here's what it says for the action step for today, y'all. It says, take inventory of the 10 people closest to you. On a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being the highest, how much faith do these people have in themselves? Not just in God, but in themselves. How much faith? Second question, how much faith do they have in a higher power, in God? Odds are that your level of faith is the average of these 10 people, is what I just told y'all. Right? More than likely, the odds are that your level of faith in yourself and in God is the average, is the level of faith the average of those 10 people. So you have to ask yourself, are those 10 people helping you or hurting you? Are these the people that you're going to take with you fully on the journey because they're headed in your direction? Or are they going a completely different way? They don't even see what you see. The faster you can separate yourself from them, and again, some of them might be family, it might be very tough to be able to do that, but the faster you can get into the circle of people that do have tremendous faith in themselves, in God, in their goals, and that becomes the language, guess what? You're going to be the next one. This is part of you getting uncomfortable. This is part of you getting it, stepping out of your comfort zone, creating new relationships helps you continue to step out of your comfort zone, but that's what you guys got to go off and do every single day. It's the weekend, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. People look forward to the weekend. Are you going to do the same thing you did last weekend? Is it going to be this comfortable? I'm resting, I'm relaxing, I'm not doing anything. I run some errands, I watch some TV, and then we're right back at it on Monday? Or are we going to use this weekend to grow, to change, to learn, to become something better, to become the highest, grandest expression of ourselves? My encouragement to you all, my prayer for all of you this weekend is that you do things that are changing you, that are changing the person that you are so you can get to the life that you don't need a break from. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. If nobody tells you, I'll keep telling you over and over so you remember it, that you deserve to win. You deserve to win at life, whatever that looks like for you. But it's going to take work. It's going to take you becoming different. The person you are right now is not the person that's going to go off and make all the money and be right super fulfilled. You have to change who you are. It's an internal game. Change what you're watching, change what you're listening to, change who you're around. It'll change your thoughts. And if you change your thinking, you change your life. That's how we get to the life we don't need a break from. Do something this weekend that scares you. I'll see you guys back here on Monday. Happy Easter to all of you. Happy Resurrection Sunday. I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care.